There's firepower on both sides. There's also a bit of inexperience on both sides as well. A mouth-watering clash, really. Sourav, I want to come to you first. You're looking at this as a clash between Virat Kohli and Lasith Malinga?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a clash between India and Sri Lanka, and to be honest, Virat Kohli has had the better of Lasith Malinga in the recent past. If you look at the challenge Lasith Malinga has posed to batsmen all around the world, Virat Kohli is the only one who's played him best, and I say that keeping in mind every one-day batsman in the world cricket at the present moment. So he's had the battle. He's won the battle so far with Lasith Malinga. I don't know what's going to happen exactly tomorrow, because it's a new day and new things can happen. But I feel it's going to be a battle between both the sides. Both the sides are a very strong batting unit, Sri Lanka and India. Both the sides have weak link in their bowling. The Sri Lankans without Rangana Herath as their spinner has a problem with the spin department, and so as India, the bowling has gone for a few runs in the recent past. So I think it's going to be a battle between two good batting sides. But to be honest, Virat Kohli has had the better of Lasith Malinga in the recent past.
Right, so Virat Kohli has the better of Malinga. But Boria, taking from what Dada just said, India's bowling performance was really quite bad in their last match against Bangladesh. Not much to inspire confidence. Sri Lanka at least have a wicket-taking man in Lasith Malinga. How do you see the matchup between the bowling lineups?
Mohammad Shami was quite good. I mean, I was quite worried when I saw Mohammad Shami walking off, and had ice packs on his knee. So he's your premier bowler by quite a distance at this point in time. Ravindra Jadeja bowled a tight spell. Ravi Ashwin got a wicket, but Varun Aaron obviously wasn't at his best, and so was Bhuvnesh Kumar. So having said that, I think Sri Lanka, despite the fact that Rangana Herath is missing, does have some better bowlers in that lineup, obviously led by Lasith Malinga. Virat Kohli, as Sourav pointed out, is perhaps the only batsman who can now rightly say Lasith Malinga and Saeed Ajmal, he's mastered both. The two most difficult bowlers to play in the one-day format, and Virat Kohli has a mental edge over both these bowlers. So that's terrific, and obviously that tells you that why Virat Kohli at this point in time is the best batsman in the world. All said and done, it's a close clash. 9 each in the Asia Cup, 32 times. Both these teams know each other very, very well. So whoever plays better on the day will win.
Right. In fact, speaking of Virat Kohli, we will talk a lot more about this man. It seems he can do no wrong right now. So whether it's Sri Lanka or Pakistan, he'll have a lot of confidence. Let's just go across and actually look at the record that we just mentioned very briefly in our story as well. Let's take a very detailed look at the record that India and Sri Lanka have. This is overall 143 matches played. India have an upper hand, winning 78 and losing only 53. 12 had no results or were tied. In the Asia Cup, we've already mentioned, but this is also key. In Bangladesh, they have played 7 matches. 3 have been won by India, 4 have been lost. So perhaps Sri Lanka will take some confidence from that. In the Asia Cup, we've already told you they've played 18 times before, 9 each going to each side. But let's also take a look at the last 10 matches that both of these teams have played to give an idea about the current form perhaps. There too, India clearly have an upper edge. 8 out of those 10 matches coming into India's kitty. Sourav, the bowling lineup, I wanted to discuss that with you. The scenes that we witnessed with Varun Aaron, getting frustrated and really symptomatic of India's problems at that time, hurling a beamer at Rahim, the Bangladesh captain. What are the changes you would like to see in the bowling lineup? Already calls are growing for Ishwar Pandey to get a game.
There are two things, Shivani. The first one, when you showed the stats, the last one, I think that's the realistic stats. India has had the upper hand of Sri Lanka a number of times in the recent past, and those 10 games would be probably for the last 3 or 4 years. And I think that's what matters rather than what's happened in the Asia Cup or what's the overall performance. And I think India is much better than Sri Lanka in the recent past. Coming to Varun Aaron, I think he will get another game. There is Ishwar Pandey in the squad, but I think Virat Kohli will go ahead with Varun Arun. He's got that extra bit of pace. Obviously, he's been expensive, but I think he's just going to get another game. I don't see any change in this in the squad because they won in the last game, and I'm sure they want to go on with the winning side. In the last game, I felt Cheteshwar Pujara should have been in the squad. I feel the same in this game, but I know he will not be in the squad because they'll go on with the same team. So somewhere down the line, Cheteshwar Pujara will fit into this one-day team. Otherwise, for the game tomorrow, I don't see any changes.
All right, let's just move forward and discuss Virat Kohli in detail now. Of course, this man is becoming the best man for a chase. We're not quite missing Mahendra Singh Dhoni so far. Of course, we're just a game down. But he will be up against his favorite opponents as well, it seems, because he really loves to play against Sri Lanka. When these two sides clash in the next match, Indian fans will be hoping that Captain Kohli continues his love affair with the Lankan Lions. Just take a look at Kohli's impressive record, especially against Sri Lanka.
Well, I always thank my dad whenever I score a century or do something for the team. So any achievement that I do is this for him because he worked really hard to get me where I am today. And